Always great catching up with my next guest, Zak Cummings, UFC middleweight fighter who might be trying to get his next fight here. Well, we'll talk about that in a second here. But Zak, how's it going, man? How's everything?
Things are pretty good. Had some craziness yesterday, but for the most part, things are pretty good.
Okay.
I own a storage complex and caught on fire yesterday. So
what?
Yeah, just some shady tenant stuff going on, and yeah, so like a whole wing of it got burned down, and I've been dealing with that all day. But yeah, so I kind of started like getting all amped up about trying to find a fight, and then that happened, and like, real life kind of set in. Didn't really care.
That's crazy. Well, thanks for doing this. I mean, there's probably a lot of things you got to take care of right now. So sorry to hear that. First off, I mean, that's obviously a bummer. But yeah, I wanted to get you on here because I did see your tweet, and I'm going to read it here. It says, "I've been asking for it. Are you going to accept it? Or are you going to continue to get on social media saying we aren't accepting? I'll sign the contract tonight." And you're talking about Joaquin Buckley. If people haven't, picked up, obviously Joaquin Buckley and your teammate James Krause, there is a bit of a thing there, and it's been blown up, obviously, with Buckley winning his last fight and going off and saying he wants to fight Krause. Wouldn't say his name, but wants to get him out there. And just full disclosure to everyone out there, I reached out to Buckley. He won't do an interview with me. So, I wanted to give you a platform here, obviously, because I know you're interested in that fight. But, just what's the latest? What are you hearing? Because I know you and Julian Marquez both have offered to fight Joaquin Buckley if the Krause thing doesn't happen.
Yeah, so I mean, the main thing is I didn't even think about it. I know, whatever happened. All the Buckley being who he is and kind of doing his thing the way he thinks best for him. That's fine. He asked to kind of come over to the gym, and there's ways to do it. There's ways you can ask if, hey, like, I'm starting to have these tough opponents. I need to up my game. Like, I'd love to kind of be a part of the team, or I'd love to kind of see what's going on over there. That's nowhere close to what he did. He just kind of basically like, hey, let me go in there and beat everybody's ass and give your boys the work. And James pretty much told him to kick rocks.
Okay, yeah,
and whatever it was. So I mean, it wasn't anything more than that. And then there was a little bit of backstage stuff. So I think in that interview, James wins. He's feeling good about everything, and they asked him about him, so he just kind of went off and said what he thought. James didn't have much of a filter, and that's fine. And then. Buckley did his thing. So all I know on my end is Krause has asked for that fight multiple times. For whatever reason, it's not happening. I don't know if it's the UFC that don't want it to happen, if it's Buckley's manager not letting it happen, whatever it is. Krause wants it, injured knee or not. He wants to fight. He's ready to back it up and settle the score and everything, and that's what he wanted. So. He did, and then Julian, kind of piped in, and I think whenever they were kind of like, "Oh yeah, we'll fight Julian," James like, "No. Like if you're gonna fight anybody, you're gonna fight me," and that's kind of why he got pissed off about the whole situation, And then from that point, that's all I knew. That's literally all I knew. I walked in the gym a couple of days ago, or I guess yesterday. Yeah, I walked in the gym yesterday, and finally knew a day. Yeah,
yeah. So yeah.
Yeah,
recently,
right,
that's what we're getting at. Yeah. Recently, yeah.
I walked in the gym this week, and like literally the first thing someone said was like, "Oh, Buckley called you out by name," and I was like, "Dude, I ain't hard to find. Like, if that's what he wants, sign me up. I'll sign the contract right now. Let's go." And then a teammate sent me this interview we did, basically saying like, Krause is scared. Julian turned down a fight, and really the only reason any of that's somewhat true is because Krause is like, no, like you're getting me, you're not getting anybody else. Whatever it was. So he puts his thing, says my name, and everybody else, which, I mean, I might not be the most famous guy, but I'm not someone that a lot of people ask for just because I'm a dangerous fight for anybody. I'm hard to put away. Like, I'm not that safe fight. You're not going to get that big highlight KO against me. It's just, I don't get asked for very often. So when someone puts my name in their mouth, I'm like, okay, like, hey, let's go, and in my mind, that's Krause's fight, and I think it should happen, and whatever is getting in the middle of that, if it's the UFC, the company, if it's, trying to protect their new little highlight reel, or if it's his management or what, or if it's him, behind the scenes truly not wanting to fight, whatever the reason is, it's not Krause. And I know that, I've seen the messages. So it's like, I know it's not Krause at all. And if he's trying to bypass that and go to someone else, if he wants me, man, I'm in. Like, I just am here to tell people, like, I'm fighting for my team, man. Like, my team is my family. They're so close to me, and I'll do anything for them. And you start talking about, that name and the Glory family and the Glory name. Like, I'm not with that. I'm not a mouthy person. I don't like reach out and ask for stuff very often. But when you start talking about the integrity of my family and my team, I will step up and be the enforcer if I have to. And if it makes more sense for me. I think I'm in the weight class. I'm between him and the top 15. Like, so if you're truly trying to build up the ranks, like, hey man, I'm right here, and it makes more sense, than someone who was fighting at 55 to bump to the 70 and then now come up to 85. Again, it's Krause's fight, and I hope he gets it. I want him to get it, but if they needed something that made a little more sense, I'm right here, and it's it's me, and you said my name, so let's do it, or give James the fight and let's make everything settled and kind of end it.
Yeah, a lot to unpack there, obviously. A couple things you said. First thing is, like, we've been doing interviews for years. I mean, I think every time we do an interview, I'm like, well, who do you want after this fight? If you get a win, and you're like, I'll just leave it up to my management. Like, you're not the guy to go on Twitter and say, I want this fight. So, I mean, this just shows you sort of the magnitude of, like what you said, where there's all this stuff in the media. The other thing I've been hearing as well, and I kind of want to clear that up too, is that, people have been saying that James Krause is clout chasing. Like, he was asked about Buckley. It's not like he went on Twitter after the fight and said, this guy's trash. He was asked about it. He gave an honest opinion. I think that's getting lost a little bit. Like, how frustrating has it been for you as just, a really nice guy who, like, everyone respects, seeing people sort of trash the gym and trash and saying it's clout chasing? Because that's one thing I've seen as well.
Yeah, I mean, dude, James has been here much longer than that kid's ever thought about. Yeah, he has one big highlight, gets all these followers and stuff. I don't think that's the case at all. James has built his brand, he's built his gym, and he's built so much just by hard work and like just putting in the years, doing it the right way, not just kind of the things that rise real fast and can also fall real quick. So James ain't going anywhere, and his brand's not going anywhere. He's going to do nothing but rise, and now even the stock of the coaching and stuff. So, man, that's not his style. That's not what he wants. That's definitely not the case. Exactly what you said. He was asked about it, so I don't know. I didn't really ask him. I don't know if some stuff was going on backstage or behind the scenes or whatever, because obviously the reporter asked about it for a reason. But yeah, he was asked about it. He answered it. He just, he's got no filter. He does the thing. And, he might have been a little harsh about it, but, it's true. And then, I mean, even Buckley's last little interview that he did, he's trying to say that everybody's spreading lies. And he pretty much answered all the same stuff in a nicer way. I've never been kicked out of a gym. Well, I just wanted to come up and beat everybody up, and they wanted me to be a part of the gym, and he's like, nah, so I left. It's all the same. We all know what that really means, he's from the other side of the state. I mean, I've known about him for years. Yeah, I was in Vegas when he fought Holland. I don't know, I can't remember exactly what happened. I think COVID or something happened with his corners. I actually texted and reached out to some people I knew in St. Louis. Says, hey man, you guys got Buckley's number? I'm here. If he needs a corner, I'll step in. I'll help him out. He's a home state guy. I mean, I was down to help him. And then just and kind of funny story. It's the person I texted oh, we had a huge falling out, whatever. I really don't talk to him anymore. And I'm like, oh well, okay. But yeah, I mean, I reached out to help the kid. Yeah. So it's not like we've had this hatred or anything. I've got the text, man. I reached out to help him when I heard that he needed a corner, and I was in Vegas. So I haven't had any issues. I mean, I've seen him at fights before. I've never had problems. But when you start bringing in the my team and my family and stuff, that, like I said, you can say anything you want to me. I'll let this stuff roll off my shoulder. But my family and my team, I'll do whatever I can. I'll fight for them. So yeah, it's just it's been frustrating. And I mean, I didn't want to fight anyway, so it's if this gets me a little extra motivated and gets something set faster, sign me up. I'm just here to fight and do my job, and that's what I love to do. But I truly hope Krause gets it. I mean, it's really what I think needs to happen anyway. It's like a pro wrestling storyline. I know MMA fans hate the pro wrestling stuff, but that's what sells fights. It's like Colby when he was fighting Woodley initially, or Usman. I mean, this is what we like to see, is that there's some sort of stuff and it's real. It's not scripted. These guys genuinely don't like each other. So, yeah, I'm with you as well. I hope it happens. Now, Buckley said he wanted that fight on Fight Island, I think in January. Does that, I guess you said you're ready to go no matter what, I guess, because we got the holidays coming up, Zach. So are you just staying away a little bit from the turkey, or what's sort of the plan there, just in case something happens? I mean, with everything going on, I didn't even really have much of a Thanksgiving. Like none of my family got to come visit, so I just kind of stayed here with my wife and my daughter, and we did our thing. I had a couple friends come over over the weekend, but didn't eat much. I mean, I feel like in this sport, I don't even know how many Thanksgivings I've actually got to celebrate.
Mhm.
Being either cutting weight or wrestling or whatever. I was traveling, so yeah. I mean, I've never really had much of a Thanksgiving. Anyways, I've competed or been cutting, or in fight camp during it. So like, yeah, if they give me a fight, I mean, yeah, I can enjoy the holidays and not have to just eat a bunch of junk. I mean, it's one of those where I just really enjoy like time with family and stuff like that, and it's nothing to do with the eating. I mean, I've been in pretty good shape this whole time.
And you're at 85. You're not at welterweight again, where it is like
Sure.
a process, right? So
Absolutely. I mean, I still cut, but it's one of those where I stayed in good shape because I thought I was gonna have a fast turnaround, and it just hasn't happened yet. But I mean, I'm good to go. I mean, I can fight. I can fight 3 rounds tomorrow, so I can, if that's what, January 23rd, if that's the card he wants, and he wants to big on, get that card, and wants this whatever amped up fight for whatever stupid storyline. I mean, like, dude, I'll sign the contract. I'll show up, and I'll do what I do best, and that's win fights.
style-wise, how do you look at that fight? Because I think with a lot of Buckley's opponents, especially for a veteran like yourself, I mean, you have a lot more experience than he does.
Dude, I'm very rarely, that cocky person, stuff like that. But I truly, truly feel I am like that kid's worst nightmare. Like, he is an explosive, hard-hitting striker, and I'll give him credit. That kid's got some pop. He's very explosive. I, that it's just not going to do anything to me. It's just one of those where if your only way to win a fight is to get a knockout, like, dude, I'm your worst nightmare because I'm going to take the shot. I'm going to come in. I have my own power, and he's been known to get dropped in a lot of his fights regionally. The Holland fight. I mean, like, he's a tough kid. He gets up after getting dropped. That kid's been dropped a lot in his career. I've got a lot of power. If it goes to the ground, it's over in seconds. So like I just truly feel like I'm a terrible matchup for him. So that's probably why I'm not going to get this fight because I think his manager knows that. He probably knows that deep down. The UFC knows that. I mean, it's just they're going to try to find someone that's a couple fights in and just brand new, ready to go, not even ready really for the UFC, and he's going to keep putting them away and getting highlights and keep building his little hype train. That's what I'm guessing is going to happen. But if he really wants to prove himself, he really wants to build up these ranks and try to get these better opponents. You got to go through me. That's all there is to it.
Just talking about the team and, being frustrated about, some of the stuff that's been said in the media, like how's the team doing handling this? Because obviously James is sort of your leader and here, we are hearing, both sides. There's people who are coming to James's defense and saying, yeah, you know what? This is true. I live in St. Louis. I've seen stuff like that. And then I've seen other people saying, like I said, clout chasing. Is it a distraction right now? Have you found that? Or do you think it's just something that James is sort of handling?
Zero. Like, honestly, James didn't lose an ounce of sleep. I think he was frustrated when it first happened. Dude, we're right back to work. We're doing our thing, and I think we've already kind of came to the conclusion like neither one of us is getting that fight. But I just wanted once I heard that interview, I was just putting it out there like, dude, none of us are scared. I'll sign it now. Like if you want to fight, and we can settle it. But I think we both kind of came to the conclusion like no one's gonna let it happen. They're gonna, whatever reason, like that fight's not gonna happen. And he can say that it's us, but I guarantee it right now that's not the case. And so, I mean, we've moved on. He's moved on. We've moved on. Like, I just kind of got frustrated the other day when I walked in the gym. Everybody's like saying stuff, and I saw the interview, and I was like, no. I'm gonna set this straight real quick. And yeah, so that's. I mean, dude, we're here. We've got so many other people doing great things. We got some big fights coming up. He's right back in the coaching corner, kind of helping everybody else prepare. We have a massive regional scene fight. Next week, we have our FAC that's on Fight Pass and everything. We have a lot of guys getting ready. So, man, we're so focused on them, and it's not even really much of a big deal. I just kind of got frustrated for the first time, so I had to put some out there. But, James is already over. He's like, dude, I know I'm not getting it. So, it's like, I asked for you too. They said no. So, you can try. We'll see what happens. So, that's kind of – that's why I threw my name out.
And just last thing on the whole Buckley thing, like, were you there? Like, how did this happen? Where Buckley had come in and said he wanted to train with you guys? Did he actually come into the gym, or did he call James on the phone? Like, what do you know about that? Because
he just contacted James.
Okay.
Individually. Yeah, he didn't come all the way over into Kansas City and like show up and say that wouldn't have worked out very well.
I was going to say, at all. I'm going to beat up all you guys. You want to train with me? Yeah.
Just messaged James, said some stupid shit, and went about his way and stuff. So, I mean, that's basically what he's done all around St. Louis. And, now he's moved away from St. Louis because there's not really anybody there that he even wants to train with him because of his past. And he could say what he wants, but facts are facts. And, I know a lot of people in that region, in the scene. And, I mean, I've been hearing about it before, for years before Buckley's even heard of from the public. So it's true. I mean, he can say whatever, but I mean, deep down, he knows it's true. We know it's true, but I mean, I'm over it. If I get to fight, great. If not, man, I'm gonna go do my thing next, no matter who it is.
How cool is it seeing your buddy Anthony Smith get a win last weekend? Impressively getting a first round finish.
Loved it. Man, he's such a good dude. Such a good guy. He's a great person. An amazing training partner. And, he's had a rough go. I mean, just people, the internet are just savages, man. They just, like, tear you apart.
He's going to Bellator, all this stuff. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Recency bias is one of the worst things in MMA, man. I'm totally with you there.
I don't get it. Like, and the funny thing is, like, most of us fighters, like, literally fight for the fans. Yeah. Like, we fight our ass off because we just love the sound of the fans when they're cheering and roaring, and like just like we go out there and lay it on line for the fans, and man, the fans just like literally don't give two shits at all, and they just want to like cut you down when you're down even more. Whenever you're feeling good about yourself, they're gonna make sure that you're still a piece of shit. Mm-hmm. So I mean, you got some good ones out there every once in a while, but man, it's just so brutal. So and knowing Anthony and his path, man, it's been bad. So I was really, really happy and proud of him to go out and get a big win the way he did and stuff. So yeah, I felt good with the matchup, but I mean, I was always still nervous with the fight, just knowing what he kind of had to lose. So very, very happy with it.
Zach, thanks for doing this, man. We'll see what happens with the situation, and I'll repeat it one more time. Joaquin, the offer's still out there, man. If you want to do an interview, I'm more than happy to get both sides of things here. But like he just did the interview with Mike Heck, so I think he kind of said his piece, so to speak. But in the meantime, Zach, I know you got some people you want to thank. I know there's some sponsors, some social media. I'll give you the last word.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, first and foremost, Glory MMA and Fitness, my gym, my family, also my other gym I train with, the Factory X out in Denver. But I mean, those guys mean everything to me, and that's literally the only reason I'm speaking up at all, is just to, I feel like too much negative stuff being brought on, and I'm just not about it. So I'm here to be the enforcer if I have to be, and I love my family. So Glory MMA and Fitness, that's my dudes, my dogs, my family. Iridium is my sports management company. They're absolutely phenomenal, the best in the business, and all my fans and family out there, man. So I truly appreciate all of the support I get from them once I do, and it means so much to me. So I appreciate for hitting me up and doing this.